The flow system is the first comprehensive approach for managing in complex adaptive systems. It was designed to help address complex business problems and to provide an alternative to large transformational change initiatives that often fail. Its 35 practices cover complexity thinking, things like the Cynefin framework and weak signal detection, distributed leadership, such as psychological safety and organizational design, and team science, with things like situational awareness and teamwork training. All are available within Essence WorkBench, where the unique properties of Essence mean that they're easy to understand, easy to use, and easy to get value from. Codifying the flow system playbook using the Essence language results in concise descriptions of each practice, with the essential information, relationships, and guidance presented in a user-friendly, highly collaborative tool that maximizes your ability to get the best from the flow system. Let's take a look at how to use Essence WorkBench with the flow system practices. This is the Explore screen, where we can see all the practices. Notice that the icons are color-coded with the flow system colors. Red for complexity thinking, blue for distributed leadership, and green for team science. There are quite a few, so we can use the search function to narrow them down. Try searching for complexity to see the practices in the complexity thinking helix, or leadership to see those in the distributed leadership helix. Clicking on any practice populates the panel on the right with the overview details. These include the description and the main elements within the practice. If you're already familiar with Essence, you'll recognize what the symbols and colors mean, but don't worry if you're not, because you can still get great value from the practice and the tool. In this case, with the goal identification practice, we have the goal. Essence calls elements with this symbol alphas. They are the main things we care about and have several states that they can be in. There's a description of the goal. This symbol means it's a work product, something that we produce, and something that provides evidence of what state our goal is in. There are 3 activities with this symbol that we do to identify, specify, and commit to each goal. And there are a number of advisory patterns with this symbol that help us with important theory, advice, or definitions. For example, the definitions of distal and proximal goal. And finally, there are 2 other alphas that this practice is concerned with, team and multi-team system. We help progress them with this practice. So that's quite a lot of information in one small place, but it should be enough to remind you of what this practice is all about, so you can decide whether you want to use it and include it in your team room. In Essence WorkBench, a team room is where you work with the practices that you've chosen. So if you want to work with this practice, we can create a team room straight away by clicking Create Team Room here, but it will just contain this one practice. Usually, we want several practices, including at least one from each helix. In that case, if we want goal identification to be one of them, then we add it to the composition and go and find the others. And you can click on the others and see their information and add them to the composition in the same way. We can also add a practice directly to the composition with the plus icon. We probably want to include the flow system practice since it includes all the foundational knowledge and theory that we need to get the best from the flow system. So the practices we've chosen appear here, and we can remove any that we don't want. When we have the practices we need, we can create the team room. Now we've got our team room, it's got all the practices we want to start with, and we're ready to get to work.